We're back with the Bad Vibe with Dwight and Jeremy.
This is episode 116.
Yes, it is. You know what else it is? Well, yesterday was fucking 420.
420.
It bugs me when adults are like, 420, man.
420, 2020.
Yeah. They're probably like, gotta smoke 3 times
They're
as
like,
much.
I'm seeing triple, man.
Yeah. When an adult is like, it's 420, and like that means something to them, I can't, like, the next thing they say can be like breaking down like how to split the atom, and I'm not going to take them serious. It's like, you're
You think
40?
people still talk like that?
Yes.
That 420, man.
Yes.
Like that?
People treat it half jokingly.
They're like, hey, look, he's saying his first words. Hey, Dad.
420, man. He used to blow weed smoke up his wife's cunt while she was pregnant. The kid just came out looking like fucking Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
But adults, like people our age and older, are like it. They treat it like a holiday. I think, like I said, a lot of people, it's partially...
Families get together.
Yeah. They sit around and pray. They have smoked turkey, you know, and cabbage, Mexican cabbage.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
But it's like...
Make sure you get your greens.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. They have blunt cake. Anyway, but like to me, like if you're a grown man,
like clean their whole bowl.
I think I'm out.
Oh.
I think I'm out. This has been episode
420.
But what I was saying is, it's the same. It's also Hitler's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I'd respect you more if you celebrated Hitler's birthday.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's also, don't quote me on this, the same...
I don't think anybody that ever listens should quote us on anything.
It's in the newspaper.
They probably don't even believe us that our names are Dwight and Jeremy. I don't even think I do anymore.
I'm starting to doubt it. These guys are full of shit. No, Columbine happened on 420.
What?
I'm almost positive. And also the fucking Oklahoma City bombing.
So was 9/11.
9/11 was on 420. No, but I would rather you celebrate all those
Those
atrocities.
towers are smoking.
There they were. It's like 2 giant fucking joints, man.
Oh,
Guess they'd be blunts when they're that big.
Yeah.
I think around, those buildings look so skinny. I bet they're not, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, if you were on, like, the south wall of one of the buildings and you had to make it to the north wall, how quickly you think you could? Like, just off the top of your head, like, going by images.
They're huge.
I don't know, but just off the top of your head, how long do you think you could run from, like, opposite wall to opposite wall of a Twin Tower?
With 3 breathing breaks.
Really? I was thinking, like, 15, 20 seconds.
What? No, they're huge.
I know, but they just seem little in the
mean,
pictures.
Oh.
They seem skinny in the pictures.
They are now.
Yeah. Now, like, the walls aren't, like, a junkyard in fucking, like, New Jersey, and the other's in a junkyard, like, somewhere in Canada. Take a long time to run across.
Junkyard?
Well, it's junk metal.
Oh, yeah, I was like...
Actually, I think China bought it all. They use it to make good coronavirus.
Yeah.
It's that good metal virus. That's how it gets in you good. But, yeah, I think China bought a lot of the scrap
people
metal.
from Asia tore them down, and then people from Asia bought it back.
Yeah, people from, like, the Middle Asia or whatever, Middle East, and then people from the Far East bought it back.
Look at that. Even when they were down, we still traded it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
Trade
true.
centers.
And the last minute, we swapped them for something in true form of their name.
Yeah.
We're changing these centers for, you know, whatever.
They're like, hey, this one's half price. It's got blood all over it. Is that a head?
We trade China straight up our old scrap metal for some bat meat.
We're like, yeah, don't eat it. Don't eat the head.
They would. They would eat it. They would eat some firefighter's head because they're just gross people.
In his helmet, it's all cooked.
Probably not bad. He was sweating, so it's salty.
Oh shit!
It is funny, like firemen. If you were in 9/11, was terrible, but if you weren't, like, you really got some fucking good play off of that. Because still, you see, like, when they salute the troops, it's always like, and firemen and police.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they really, 9/11, it sucked for, you know, if you died in it or if, like, your friend did or something. But if you're just a fireman now, if you just like, you were a kid when that happened, and you're a fireman now, you're getting saluted as if you fucking stormed the beach of Normandy.
They're like, thank you. You're like, what do you mean? You're like, I was 2.
Yeah.
I guess not 2, right?
Yeah, because if you were 2, that means you were born in like 1999.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Those people are in their 20s now, dude.
Shit.
Well, my stepdaughter was born in 2000 or 2001. But I mean, she's like an adult. She has a job and she's getting married. And she was born either right before or like right after it happened.
She should have been in the trade center.
She should have. She should have. I feel like a baby would have had a chance. Because
the rubble wouldn't be able to...
Well, I'm just saying, like, if a fireman gets up there, first of all, if there's like a bunch of adults and one baby, he's going to save the baby. So you have a chance in that. And also, it's like pretty easy to transport a baby.
Yeah.
The way we always transport them.
But their lungs are tiny and there's a lot of smoke and debris.
Yeah, but you can put them up under your coat.
Suffocate them even more.
No,
you know what I mean?
Fine.
Just in case the smoke didn't get you. Here, how do you like that?
Yeah, they'll be fine, though. But I'm saying, like, you can hold a baby. The way you carry a baby out of catastrophe such as that is also the same way you just carry a baby.
They're like, you're supposed to swaddle them, not suffocate them. You don't swaddle them under your armpit.
You don't tuck the top of the blanket, just the bottom. You fucking psycho. But yeah, I don't know if there were even babies there.
He ties it up on like a stick, like a
hobo. he hobos a baby out of the fucking
dark,
world.
so he lights it on fire. Now he's got a torch.
It's a teeny torch.
He's like, this little light of mine.
Do you think any babies were in there?
I don't know.
Because you would think no, because it's like they're getting work done, no room for babies.
I don't know. They didn't say no babies were harmed in the making of this, right?
When the terrorists, I feel like nobody hates babies. Like, you may not want babies.
Yeah, but they hate American babies.
Nah.
Because they become Americans.
Yeah, but Americans grown up are worthy of all the hate for the most part.
Yeah.
Like me. If some terrorist came over here, he's like, I hate you, I'd be like, I got you. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. We've made fun of your kind publicly for years. But a baby, everybody...
I haven't.
Like, really? Flying carpet drones? Anyway, a baby, though, like, a lot of people don't like babies in that they don't want babies, or they don't want to have to take care of them because it's like a nightmare. But everybody thinks they're cute and lovable. Everybody. Yeah. Even, the guy with the box cutter.
What if on, like, the top floor was, like, the daycare?
I know, that's a rough spot.
Right?
That is a rough spot.
Wow.
Because I feel like if you were in the towers, the best place to be, as far as people who are in immediate danger, like the bottom floor would be good because you just run out. Yeah. But the best place to be is where the plane hits, so you just get it over with. Above where the plane hits, because it's a lot above it. Yeah. It didn't hit close to the top. It hit in the top half, but more like in the like in the high 2/3 of it. So if you're above that, that's got to be some shit. The ground shakes, you look down, you see the tail wing of an airplane.
What do you think the chances are that it's like, like someone's like fucking on the same floor, like in the bathroom, in the closet, in the
Somebody
office,
was fucking when it happened, right? Almost certainly.
Definitely somewhere in the world.
No, in the building.
In the damn building, on that floor.
Yeah.
Where, it's not like it landed on like the 18th or something. You know what I mean?
It's like, got a couple of floors.
Took a couple floors, yeah.
Somebody was
especially the way it was going in it. They didn't like just try to like creep it in.
He's up
Fast
and
and Furious, they would have landed and then what I mean?
And John McClane would have been there. He would have jumped on the plane and
took it over. Yeah,
he would have strangled the fucking terrorists. He's like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers.
He's already done that. He jumped on that.
He jumped on a jet.
Yeah, from a collapsing like overpass.
Yeah, part one's such a good movie. And then what's the one when he holds up the sign or whatever in the hood? Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's some kind of, I can't remember. But it's some like racist thing.
It's either part 2 or 3.
Yeah, that was pretty good, I think.
But going back to them fucking in the World Trade Center, I mean, like,
if the plane,
good chances.
If you were fucking a chick, let's say she's up on the counter, because there's only so many ways you can fuck, like in an office building. She's up on the counter and you're fucking her, and the plane hits from behind you. That last thrust was the shit. The best fucking you've ever done in your life. That last, it's got the weight, the pressure of a 747 behind it. For the brief second before she burnt to toast, she was like, "This guy is the best piece of ass I've ever had.
Yeah, and ever will.
Ever will.
Right?
Yeah,
and then,
sure.
like, bam.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Guys will fuck anything.
Yeah.
She got fucked again.
Some guy's like, all right, I know there's dead people in these ashes, and one of them might have been a girl. He's like, I'm just going to fuck these ashes. Right?
What's crazy is, like, yeah, that's for sure some dude has at least thought that. There's probably 9/11 ash porn.
Gosh.
I mean, there's everything else.
Yeah.
There's like coronavirus porn now. It's just chicks wearing a mask and fucking. Like, the blowjobs suck.
They're like, I don't want to catch anything. You know.
Meanwhile, he's just shooting a load across her face. You know, a load is like, say you have like the symptoms of corona. Your sneeze is bad, your cough is bad, but a load is just super. That's supercharged corona.
Yeah.
I mean, just a load.
That's COVID 2019.
Yeah, you talking about some fucking. It's got some real oomph to it. So if you're blowing a dude who has the sniffles, you know, make him come on top of your head or something where there's no orifice.
So,
See, we give out tips too. But yeah, the idea that because I said people should celebrate Hitler's birthday rather than 420. I'm not saying they should. I'm not saying they should celebrate his birthday instead. I'm saying if they did, I'd respect them more. A person my age, which is approaching 40, that's like 420, man. I'm like, you don't got a job or something. Like, what are we doing here?
420.
I'm a silly guy. Like,
how old would Hitler be?
If he was alive, he was born in like 1880 something.
1880 something?
90 something. Hold on. So the war.
He wasn't like in the 60s when all that happened, was he?
So the war ended in 45. That's when he died. So if he was born in like 1899, I was thinking 1889. Yeah, 1899. I'm gonna Google Hitler as if I'm not on a watch list.
It's in your recents.
I type in HI and it says Hitler had some good ideas.
Hitler, my hero.
Hitler wasn't all bad.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's disrespectful. 1889, yeah, I was right. 1889. How sad is it?
80 something.
1889 is when he was born.
1889.
Yes, I told you, dude. I know things.
Shit.
About Hitler. You know what? You can say what you want about the motherfucker. That's better than any presidential portrait we have.
Wow.
He's just got this deranged fucking look on it.
Yeah.
You look at that picture, you're like, I think he's a nice guy. You're fucking retarded.
Yeah, he definitely meant business.
You can zoom in and you can see, like, killed Jews in his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the first. Actually, I say the first. Every picture of Hitler. And look at this. Every single one. He's like, he looks like a guy there, he looks sweet in that one.
Was that like a.
Look at him.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
He looks like if he was your grandpa, he, like, teaches you how to cuss.
What's up with that mustache? Was that like a common mustache back then?
I think it was kind of common, but here's what I heard. I read it once, or I saw it on the History Channel. Is that when he was in World War One,
the Hitler Channel?
It used to be that when it was good.
Yeah.
Now it's the, like, forged in steel. They're going to compete to see who can make the best knife. How's that history? I wish the fucking dudes making it
I kinda
would
like that
mess
show.
up and be history.
I like that show.
Ugh.
I don't like where the guy's like, it will cut.
It's
it's
the
annoying.
History Channel.
Some, like, Chinese guy or whatever he is, and he's, like, trying to cut paper with it or something.
The only thing that's history is, like, the time they had good ratings.
Yeah.
It's
Anyways.
like, go to the pawn shop.
Hitler's mustache.
Ugh. Okay. So I read or watched somewhere, most likely watched, that when he was in World War One, he had this big bushy mustache. And the
like oiled on the side and like curled.
I imagine just what he has
like
extended out. Like, yeah, Burt Reynolds, just
right?
thick.
Yeah.
And he had to. You know this from safety shit. If you have the respirators, you can't have a mustache that goes outside of your mouth.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I heard, is that he trimmed it for that, and then he liked the style, and so after the war, he kept it that way for, the rest of his life, which was like 20-something years. Less than 20 years, whatever it was. But that's what I heard. But he did a good thing, though, as far as, like, because, these type of dudes, what they want is to, like, be remembered forever, And, I mean, obviously,
like, mustache is what did it. Right?
I know, like...
There's some random guy walking on the other side of the world. Remember that guy with the mustache? Right?
I don't remember what he did, but I know that he was somebody.
Something with Jews. He didn't like one. I don't know.
But if I showed you a picture of Benito Mussolini, who was the Italian dictator during World War II, he was like, whatever. He's a bad guy in some ways. But if I show you a picture of him, you wouldn't recognize him.
Yeah.
Joseph Stalin, you probably would recognize, but he also had a big stash.
Yeah.
But so I was saying that mustache, he stood out from everybody, and those crazy fucking Jew killing eyes. Those eyes, nobody has those eyes and like operates.
You're like these eyes. Right?
Yeah.
You have that playing. Right? Like you walk in, you got one of those little like those digital camera pictures.
Yeah. It's scrolling through different pictures of him. A couple of Photoshop me and him with a thumbs up. No, but
I mean, I could make that. you know, I can.
Probably best that you don't. Can you imagine like when that's just at my house and people come over for like Easter and they're like, "What's this for? What's the?" It's just a scroll of pictures of Hitler. And they're all just those mean faces, and then at the end, it's that smiley one we saw.
Oh, shit.
You know, he just heard something you would cry about. What made Hitler smile must have been, I mean, just the most god-awful thing you can imagine.
Pinatas.
Yeah, they're just like, he's like, "Mein Fuhrer, here's your new wallet made of Jew skin." And he's like, hee, 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 hee. You know, like...
Is that what they sound like?
I don't... No, that's not what they sound like. That's me trying to sound German.
I was like, no wonder he, like...
You know what Germans sound like. Remember on Beer Fest how the guys on the submarine talk?
Oh, gosh.
You can do it.
Hitler.
Yeah, he was a bad dude, apparently.
Yeah.
I think, though, it's funny, though, because...
You think that will ever come back?
A dictator of his ilk?
No, like
the mustache?
No, yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
He fucked that one up bad.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, it would probably have came back, went away, like 10 times.
I wish he would have had a handlebar mustache.
It would have been more badass.
No, yeah, but then like people wouldn't want to have it because they won't look like Hitler.
I wish he had
I
wish he had a soul patch. Just a
That'd be the best one. He had a soul patch. He was just a couple inches up.
He did have a soul patch.
It's because he took souls.
When you think of like historically, because Hitler gets the biggest boogeyman rap, and partially it's because it was the most recent that bad worldwide. Mm-hmm. But like historically, like Julius Caesar probably caused more death than him, and
but that Korean dude,
Alexander. Well, that guy's still. I heard he was on life support, Kim Jong-un.
Yeah,
but I heard it from your other brother, so I don't.
All right, so yeah, but is he like killing a certain race or something, or he just hates everybody that ain't Yeah.
No, he's just. I mean, he probably kills a fuckload of his people. I think he shot like his brother-in-law with like a rocket like from a helicopter.
What the fuck?
Which, if you don't think that's badass, you didn't grow up in the 80s.
Yeah.
That's like something Rambo would do.
Yeah.
But see, because he started killing people that could possibly like take him out of power. So like his brother-in-law or something, he shot with a rocket. One of his like uncles or something, he like fed to dogs. I mean, he's pretty hardcore.
You were like, don't try to overthrow him. But is he still like in power?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a dictatorship. His dad was in power. His grandpa was in power.
Oh, this just got to his head.
I mean, he had no chance to be a good guy.
Yeah.
His dad had probably no chance. His grandpa maybe. Because the Uns or the Kim Jongs or what, it's weird because their last names are different from each other's, but their first two are the same. Mm-hmm. It'd be like your name is Dwight Smith if you named your son. So you name your son like Dwight Jones. So you have the same first name but different last name. It was hard for me to even come up with that in my head. I was like stuttering over it.
Yeah, that's why they're all pissed off. They don't understand it either.
Because he's Kim Jong-il.
He didn't know if that guy was related to him or not because he didn't have the same first name, so he blew him up.
But no, his thing isn't. He's not spreading. He's not trying to take over a lot of territory. He just has his whole North Korea is on like lockdown. Like the people there, it's like when his dad died, they had to mourn in the streets. And anybody that wasn't crying hard enough got executed.
God.
Yeah, so people were just... They had to... You know how, like, actors, they have to bring up something dark in their memory to get a tear out? Yeah. Those people were... I mean, it was probably easy for them to think of something dark. Their life is terrible.
He was killing people because they weren't sad?
Yeah, they were killing people that if they... Either killing or imprisoning, which I think when you're imprisoned, you die because of it. Because it's, like, terrible.
What the fuck?
Dude, there was a fucking soldier. It was like a North Korean, like, some kind of soldier who escaped from North Korea. He like stole a Jeep or something, and he somehow made it across like the 38th parallel or whatever into South Korea, which is like cool there. It's like normal. And when they found him, he had like a bunch of bullet wounds from the escape, obviously, but he had like parasitic worms like in his intestines and stuff. Like they said, like the likes of which they'd never seen. It's so bad there. The food, like you don't have enough.
It's that
food
bad there, and yet here, like people freak out because Walmart's out of bananas. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
people freak out.
Yeah, but Walmart does need to stock up on bananas.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's like ridiculous because here they're like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta get more toilet paper and water."
When you hear stories from North Korea, I always think like send mine or your kid there, and they would just, I don't even know, it would melt their fucking brain. You know what I mean? Like your kid gets home and he gets a snack and he sits and watches TV. Yeah, North Korea.
How's South Korea?
It's cool. It's like pretty awesome.
What?
I mean, it's all Korea.
Oh, they're like neck and neck, like right by each other?
Yeah, because Korea is like was like one place, and then it became communist, and then we had the Korean War. So like it's like basically like
we had it.
Yeah, you know, we're Americans.
Yeah.
We had every war.
Who's in a war? Who's in a war? Right?
Yeah.
They're like, whose side? They flip a coin.
Let's get on both sides. Fuck it, let's just shoot humans.
Who's got more oil?
No oil? We'll just fight for the fuck of it.
Maybe they don't know there's oil there. We'll find it.
Look at their hair. There's oil there. That doesn't even make sense.
They just can't see it. Look at their eyes.
Yeah, so North Korea became so like the war, and it like pushed the.
How big of an area is that? Like
Korea's humongous.
Like compared to the United States.
I don't know. I just know it's big on a map.
You're like Rhode Island. That's how all those countries are over there. They're tiny.
Dude, when you find out,
like Japan and all that are little.
When you find out how big, like certain, like China is a large, and Russia is like a large, landmass of country. Other than that, they're all like, you're like, man, it looks huge on the map. And they're like, yeah, it's about the size of the little hat part of Oklahoma. It's like, wait, what?
Like 35 miles?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's pretty.
I think Houston's bigger than that.
Yeah. Houston wouldn't fit in most countries.
Wow.
Like in Europe, you know, they always brag. You always hear people bragging. They're like, well, Americans are so stupid. They only speak one language. You know, most Europeans speak 3, 4, 5 languages. Yeah, if I drive for 9 hours, I still run into English speakers. If they drive like for 14 minutes in Europe, they're like, oh, we're in Finland, and then they get back in the car, and next time they get gas, they're like, oh, we're in Denmark.
There, it's like states, but they're countries.
Yeah, like Germany is fairly big for Europe. It's like, you know, a Chinese big dick. It's like, sure, it's huge on him, but it's 3.5 inches. You know?
Yeah.
But Germany is like fairly big, and then they say like Great Britain, but it's like they just stole a bunch of shit. Like they got Northern Ireland they stole, and Scotland and Wales, and but
you know
England
a lot of fucking geography shit. You know,
I know. I'm secretly into that kind of stuff, and I never get to talk about it. Yeah. Who do I know that's like, how big's Germany?
You're sitting there with like a 3-inch hard on. You're excited.
That's what I'm talking about. Korea. We're talking about when I googled Hitler, I was rock hard.
Wow.
Dude, I googled Hitler. Now I'm gonna Google Korea. But no, Korea, like South Korea, I think is like real nice. Like, yeah, what's the one of the phone type of? See, that's North Korea and South Korea.
Normally, like South whatever is normally not the good one.
See how big it is compared to like, well, it's kind of small.
You know?
I guess. South is normally not the good one,
right? South America, no.
Oh yeah, South America is dog shit.
South Africa.
I think South Africa is shit, but it's better than a lot of places that are north of it. But I think the best part of Africa is above the Sahara, North Africa.
Like all of Australia, right? This like looks nice, but like
Australia is different though because it's like
looks can kill.
Yeah, like 1 inch around, like the very edges are safe. Outside of that, you're in the ocean, and there are just schools of sharks. And inside of that, there's just every bug kills you.
That's like college of sharks, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, university. It's university. But over there, like the bugs can kill you, like bugs that you would think are cute, like ladybug. They're like, oh, look at that ladybug. They're like, oh, don't. It has teeth. You know, shit like that.
God,
like everything there is deadly. And the people seem cool, but I think it's because it's so dangerous there.
Yeah.
You just gotta be cool.
They're all on edge, right?
Yeah,
they're not at each other because, like, we're in this together, right?
Yeah, it's like the people on The Walking Dead.
Yeah, they're all like, they're all friends, they're all working together to survive.
Imagine everybody you look at was just, it was Carl, you know? Yeah. But, I was gonna say I don't know why. Australia is one of those places that seems awesome, but I don't even need to go there because I see pictures like, it's just a city like in America.
Yeah.
The middle part, it seems like cool if you could be in like a bubble.
That there's an animal that will just punch you. I mean, like, I don't want to go there.
Like,
right?
What?
It looks pissed off. Have you seen close-up, like, videos?
Yes!
Of, like, there's one in, like, a cage or something like that, and they're going up there like, oh, yeah. And it's, like, looks pissed. And it's, like, rearing back. And I'm like, fuck that. It's all, like, bowed up.
I think the reason is, the reason is because if you're religious, it makes sense. It's like God hates that place. Mm-hmm. If you're religious, it's easy to figure. But if you're not religious like me, it's like something went horribly wrong. There's something, because there's all these stories about how it used to
everything's
be connected.
fighting to survive.
It used to be connected to like Pangea, and it broke off like 20 million years ago. So that's why everything's different there, because it evolved in isolation. Mm-hmm. But why did it evolve to be so mean? Like
Pangea.
You know, like when all the continents were, it was just like...
Oh, yeah. Like, I know if you, like, look at a map, they all look like kind of how they used to be. You can
see how they could kind of fit, yeah. And then Australia's just like, where did that come from?
How did that happen?
It broke off. I don't know, earthquakes?
Broke off? They're not floating.
Tectonic plates.
You know
they are floating.
The land.
On lava.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's what they say, but I mean, like, who's been floating down there?
You know, it's not like you get over there, I'm going to go to the beach and get a paddle. You know what I mean? I got one paddle.
You're on Hawaii, you paddle into the mainland?
Oh, but I didn't want to take a plane, you know, this coronavirus is horrible. You tie a rope to the other end, you're pulling.
But it is, though, like, something ain't right down there.
Yeah.
Here's an example of how fucking throwed off Australia is. You know the spiders we have here that we call...
They got some hot chicks, though.
Yeah, because they're just regular... They're like white trash Irish. Mm-hmm. And they're just like dirty girls. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. Yeah, you think they're hot because they're just like dirty. They
can survive, though.
Yeah, they're dirty, they can survive, and they commonly use the word cunt, so you could just... call her that, and it's just like if you called your wife, like, hey, little lady, like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of fun to be like fucking around with a girl and be like, get over here, you dirty.
Like, is it a boy or a cunt?
I don't even think it's that. I think cunt just means person there.
Wow.
It's like, that cunt's gonna die, you know, because there's a fucking like lizard next to him or whatever. It's like, you know how here we have like this saying, like, well, it's like an old wives' tale where, like, if snails crawl up the walls of your house, it means it's going to rain. Mm-hmm. There, it means, like, make your peace with God. They're coming for you. They're trying to figure out windows.
Wow.
You know, but, what was I going to say about Australia that hasn't already been said? I was going to say something, and I lost track because I was talking about killer ladybugs.
Yeah.
But it is, like, I've seen the video of the kangaroo beating somebody up. But I read a story about it, like, because they'll get on their tail and they'll kick you.
Yeah.
And the story that they got kicked...
Their tail looks like it weighs, like, 100 pounds.
But there's one kick the dude's, like, guts out.
What the fuck?
Who wants to...
And they don't eat people. It's just doing it because
it's just
mad.
Doing it to be mean. It's just doing it for the fuck of it.
There's no animals that are like that.
That's like
bears will attack, you know. It's like predator. Like, is it just like everything is its home and it's...
I think maybe people have fucked with them too many times.
Yeah.
Because they're cute, so people want to, like, take selfies and shit. And I think just one too many flashes from a camera, and it's just like, you know what? Your guts are about to be on the floor.
Are they in, like, packs or something? How do they...
The way I've always...
solo?
The way I've always heard it is that it's like deer here. Like, they're just everywhere, like... So I guess they kind of...
They got tired of getting hit by cars?
Now they just beat...
They hit back?
Now they just got road rage once, and it's stuck.
The whole place is like road rage, right?
The genesis of mean kangaroos was just one time he's like, no, fuck you. You know? Yeah, somebody cut him off.
Wow.
He's trying to go eat whatever he eats. I think all the grass is poisonous.
What do they eat?
I guess grass, but I don't know how they bend down.
Yeah, I know.
They're upright. Wow. Honestly, sometimes in my head I'll be thinking, or my son will ask me something about like kangaroos or something. I'll be thinking about Australia, and I'm like, am I making this up? Is this a dream I had?
What's funny is,
it's not a real place.
Kangaroos used to be like a baby. You know what I mean? Like they would have like a baby.
Joey.
You know, not like a baby kangaroo. I'm saying like, you know, like people have little elephants, and there's like baby decorations and like little frogs.
Oh yeah,
like
kangaroos.
Kangaroos.
It's like on the mobile.
A little childish little. Look, it's a kangaroo. But fucking Winnie Pooh. Winnie Pooh has that little kanga and roo.
Uh-huh.
Right? But they're like fucking evil. You don't see them punching anyone.
But it's the same with bears, though. Kids have stuffed bears, and bears are fucking just vicious animals.
Not all bears.
All bears.
Not all bears are.
I know black bears, they're kind of nice. It's like, they don't want to eat you, but if you come anywhere near their babies, they'll just rip your spine out.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, you don't want to pet a bear.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, they're...
I mean, I would like to. I guess.
I would too. They
I that one. Oh, look at him. And then, like, he tears me apart.
Yeah, then he just puts his paw through your chest.
And then he's sitting there with a headset doing the Bad Vibe podcast.
And it's better.
It's the bear vibe.
Yeah. Oh, shit. But, anyway, I've talked about it on here before, but when I was a kid, my dad got offered a job in Australia. Mm-hmm. And so we had thought about moving there, and I didn't know anything about it, but now that I do,
You'd be dead by now.
I'd be dead for years.
Yeah.
I'd be bones by now. Mm-hmm. First day, I would have been like, oh, look at that cute caterpillar. And it would have just, like, morphed into some alien and eaten my head off.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to tell you about. So around here, I guess in all of America, we have spiders called daddy long legs. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows what they are. Tiny body, huge legs.
Yeah, everybody's like, they're very poisonous, but they have a little mouth and it won't bite you.
Now, here's the thing.
They have big mouths over there.
No, that thing that everybody always says isn't true. Mm-hmm. It's true of a spider with the same name in Australia. All this time, I've heard that my whole life. They're the most poisonous spider in the world, but they can't bite you because their mouths are too small. Mm-hmm. That is not... The spiders you have in your house, daddy long legs, that isn't true of them.
That's not a daddy long legs?
Well, that's what we call them that too, but there's a spider also called the daddy long legs. It's so funny, daddy long legs.
Yeah, that's pretty gay.
It's like, what are you coming on to him? It's like mama fat tits.
That's some long legs, daddy.
Yeah. You're just jealous because it's the only dad you ever had. You got one at your house. Teach me how to play ball, daddy long legs.
Come down from the corner. No. All right, anyways.
No, but so... There was like a documentary like years ago. Because I've been hearing this since I was a kid, so it must have been before that.
And those are the like most deadly ones?
And they say these daddy long legs, they're like the super poisonous, but they can't bite you. Mm-hmm. And people just associate that with our spiders called daddy long legs, which are not poisonous. Mm-hmm. I read that somewhere one time, and it was like, it'd be like if you found out like that you were adopted when you're 30. I was just like, wait, what? No, I've always said, that has to be true. Mm-hmm. Turns out most of the people you know and talk to aren't smart.
Yeah.
You just hear shit that's wrong constantly. We all do. Yeah. I tell shit that's wrong. This might be wrong. Yeah. I read it in a book 12 years ago.
I told you earlier, today's Tuesday, and you're like, no, it's not.
I could have swore it was Monday because I didn't work Monday. I was like, I would have bet.
Are you sure? I'm like, yeah.
Before you said, like, yeah, I know it's not. I know it's Tuesday. I would have bet pretty good money that it was Monday.
Damn it.
Yeah. Right. I would have even, strangely enough, I would have also...
You would have got it back with the daddy long legs thing, though, right? I know that they're poisonous.
I know. I've heard that my whole life. In fact, it's that myth about them is so ingrained into like our culture that at work one time they were talking about spiders and somebody was supposed to sound smart and say something everybody's heard.
Yeah,
it's like, the earth is round, that kind of shit. So and this guy I work with, he's like,
water's wet.
Yeah. The sky is blue.
And women have fucking secrets.
Yeah. Who gives a fuck? So this guy was like, the daddy long legs is the whatever, the whole poisonous thing. Uh-huh. And I was like, actually, that's not true. That's about whatever. And I told the same story. And he's like, no, but they are poisonous. It's just they can't bite you. And I was like, no. That thing that everybody knows, my son knows, and he's an infant, isn't true. And he's like, no, but they just can't bite you. It was so stuck in his brain. I was just like, yeah, that's it. They can't bite you.
Yeah.
Like, I had to give up because he just wouldn't. It's so ingrained.
Right now, he's telling the same story somewhere.
He's like, there's this fucking idiot at work that didn't get that they can't bite you.
His wife's like, yeah, I know. They have little mouths.
Everybody knows
that. The 2-year-old comes in, yeah, they don't have little mouths.
It's kind of like that scene towards the beginning of Men in Black when he's decided if he wants to go or not, and Tommy Lee Jones is like, 500 years ago, everybody knew. That whole thing?
Yeah.
It's like, and yesterday, you knew. Daddy long legs couldn't bite you because they had little mouths. And then he sits there. If you could dub over that part.
There, and you sit on that bench, right?
And it's like 2 days go by.
The sun comes up.
Yeah.
Right? And Daddy long legs goes up with the sun in the background.
And he's not scared of it.
He smashes it with his hand.
It turns out that whole movie's about this like high class group that fights Daddy Longlegs for no reason. Only the ones that immigrate here from Australia.
Oh.
But I wish that I had the even would have this thought again after this is over, but to dub that over, especially if you could do a good Tommy Lee joke. I bet you could. If you
Nobody's going to fucking understand.
No,
because they're all going to be against it.
It's a couple of people,
right? They're
like what? When he said that aliens are real, we know that's not real, so they subbed it with another thing that we know is not real.
The Australians are like, wait, hold on. They're afraid of that spider that makes little cobwebs.
They're like, sure, they're poisonous, but they can't bite.
Come here.
They're like, everything there can bite. Everything there can bite or eat or inject with poison. That's what, I think we've probably talked about it on here before, but if you look at the list of like top 10 most deadly snakes, like 8 of them are fucking Australia.
Wow.
It's no wonder that because like when the white people got there were,
boomerangs.
Yeah,
that's like the weirdest shit over there.
Dude, it's not even that the stuff is weird, which a boomerang is weird. But it's the names.
Yeah.
A boomerang, a kangaroo, a fucking didgeridoo,
dingo.
A dingo, yeah.
I mean, it's like...
It sounds like when the white people got there, those were the names they gave to be racist and make fun of those people. Uh-huh. It's like, hey, look at this black guy with his didgeridoo, but it really had a cool name.
Yeah.
It's like, he's like, actually, this is a flute or whatever. But
that dingo dog over there.
Yeah, it all sounds like they named stuff to make fun of it because of how, because they were racist. Yeah. It's like the 1700s. You show up and there's these, they're kind of like black people, but not really.
It's very odd that you know so much about, for one, Australia, but then just geography, though.
I mean, I don't know a lot about... I know a lot about geography.
Fucking knows a whole lot more than I do.
I know a lot about geography for a dude that doesn't, study geography.
You have, a history book in your hand right now.
It's time to the H's for Hitler.
Anyway.
Well, history was always my... Dude, I've had thoughts before. I had the idea for a second podcast a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. And then it turned out there is one like that, so it'd be kind of stealing. Mm-hmm. Where, okay, so here was my... Here's what I said. So we come on here. I take something from history that I kind of know, but then I read into it a little bit through the week. And then I come on here and tell you the story of, the history thing. And then you don't know it. And then jokes come from it. I had that idea, and I thought that would be a great podcast. And then there just is a podcast called The Dollop that is that.
The Dollop?
The Dollop.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could still do that, but I don't like stealing. Meanwhile, You
do like geography, though.
Yeah, and I like stealing.
You're like, I secretly like it.
I like geography. I like history, though. Dude, my son will ask me. Like the other day, we're sitting in a car while my wife's in the dollar store, and because we're classy individuals. Uh-huh. So this guy walks by, and he's just dressed kind of nice. And my son's like, "Dad, is he a spy?" And I was like,
"What?"
I was like, I don't know for sure.
It could be,
but probably not.
He's just kind of dressed nice.
He just had on that shows you how bad I dress.
And how many movies he watches, yeah. Right? And he just thinks there's spies walking around,
just going to the dollar store
in our small town.
Yeah. So I was like, dude, I don't know. And then he's like, are there real spies? Is that real? And I was like, yeah. I was like, we used to have, or still probably do, but spies would go to Russia, and their spies would be here trying to steal secrets. And he's like, why did we spy Russia? So then, just because I couldn't help it, I just explained the Cold War to my 5-year-old.
Yeah.
I was like, so the Berlin Wall was... And then a couple of days later,
he's like, why did I ask? Right?
My wife's like, why did you ask? So a couple of days later, we saw a preview for the movie Mulan. Uh-huh. And, it had the Great Wall of China. And he's like, that's the wall. He said, remember when you were a kid in the 90s, they tore it down. And I was like, good memory. I was like, but no, that's the Great Wall of China. It's still there. The Berlin Wall, they tore down.
You're like, you fucking idiot.
How many gooks do you think there are in Berlin?
When he's in high school, he's like, hey, when my dad was a kid, they tore that wall down.
I guess they rebuilt it. I don't know.
Yeah. He's like, man, it went all the way there from Berlin to China?
That is a great wall. But, yeah, I do have a tick for... I'll get caught up. I got real into Roman history for a long time, but recently real bad. And my boss asked me something one day, And there was like a way of explaining it. I used like an analogy of a Roman thing. And then he's like, oh, I didn't know that. And I was like, want to know more? And then I just ear beat him for like 30 minutes.
He's like, he looks around, nobody else is around. He's like, yeah. He's just like, yeah.
He kicks his phone. He's like, I guess I don't have an important call yet. You see him texting his wife, call me.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there.
Someone comes in, they're like, hey, I need you in this other room to do something.
He just puts his hand, he's like, hey, Charlie, I need you. And
like,
I'm like, that was clearly you. He's
you're like, hey, when I get home, I'll just put this all on a recording, so that way you'll be able to have it.
I just gave him a fucking Rome ear beating. And he's the only one there that's even remotely intelligent enough to, like, comprehend any of it. So he gets all of it. But I think he kind of likes when I tell him that stuff.
Yeah.
I guess. He's probably like, God, no, I don't.
Yeah. He walks off, he's like, well, when in Rome.
And then he falls on his sword.
All right, you got anything else?
Oh, shit.
Hitler, Romans, Australians. Man, we're really covering some ground here. Right?
I know. We're taking over more territory than Alexander the Great, who I'll tell you about later. Oh, shit. It's so hard to go from such a fucking...
exciting
like
talk.
broad talk to the next thing on my notes is stupid.
I think the last thing was.
Alright, dude. Okay, so anyway. It's so bad. I feel bad for comedians when they have to do segues that are obvious. Mm-hmm. So anyway, okay. You can't go in restaurants anymore, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Yeah, you can.
Well,
you gotta take it to go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So anyway, I went to Whataburger and I never go in there. I rarely do.
You should just like stand up and eat it, right?
Yeah, they should.
Like, get your pizza,
that's
open
the
it up.
thing you've ever said.
Open it up and just like grab a piece of pizza out of it, and just sit there, or stand there, I guess.
Because you can't, even in fast food, are they letting you go in or they just drive through?
I mean, I guess yeah, you can.
Because I went to the drive-through and they had no less than 25 teenagers working back there. Because I guess they were super busy, you know?
Dang.
I mean, I'm not exaggerating, 20-something people working there. And so they're doing all this shit. They're running around all crazy. There's no way it's sanitary. Some snot-nosed 14-year-old handed me, he's like, here you go, sir. You know, handed me a bag of fucking french fries. Like, if you have COVID, I have it now. It doesn't matter if I'm sitting in there or not. But anyway, the point was, this young girl who was working there, I ordered my burger through the window. I get to the front, or through the thing, and I get to the window, and she's like, all right, sir. She's like, I said to ask, did you want cheese on your burger? I hate when I'm asked that because who says no?
Yeah.
Who has ever said no to that?
Actually, my wife's sister orders a cheeseburger with no cheese.
Ugh.
She says it that way.
Why don't she just order a hamburger?
I know. That's what my wife told me.
Is she just stupid?
I was like,
or?
thank you.
Or does she do that like because she thinks?
I was with them like, it like blew my mind that there was that,
It's like I'd like an iced tea with no tea mixed in and no ice in it. They're like, would you like warm water?
They're like,
No.
what? Take the tea out.
Yeah, that's what I say. No tea mixed and no
I don't
ice.
like water either. She gives a cup. She's like, thank you.
I want half a cup of water. I don't want a big cup, I want a broken in half cup full of water.
If it costs extra to do all these things, just do it.
Yeah.
She pays twice the price for nothing.
If you were rich, that's what you would do. Like, I'd like a jalapeno cheeseburger with no cheese and jalapenos. You know, shit like that.
Yeah.
You don't got to be rich to order like a $6 burger, but shows where I'm at financially.
Just straight up not care, though.
Yeah, But I mean, when she asked me that, because it was this. Here's why it bugged me. It was a teenage girl who was probably like 108 pounds, and she was soaking wet.
So she doesn't eat there.
No, but I mean, maybe she does. She just, kids that age, she can just eat anything. But she's like, would you like cheese with that? And I was like, of course I do. And then she looked at me like, of course you do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be fat shamed by somebody who is, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you're ugly. Yeah, sure, you're thin and all that, but you are ugly.
She's like, also shouldn't have asked if you wanted the large fries either, right?
I know, that bugs me too. Because here's what they do. If you've never ordered fast food, which if you're listening to this, you have.
You might be right now.
Yeah, you most likely are right now. You say, let me get a number 6 with no onions and a large Coke Zero. That's what I'll say. And they say, would you like to also make the fries large? Yeah, of course. What
Yeah.
the fuck are you asking me? Just
Yeah.
give me the large. What do I care? What is it, an extra $1? I give a fuck about that $1.
Yeah.
What am I gonna eat you a little? When you get normal size fries, it's like an embarrassment that they're considered that part of a meal. I'll be honest. When you get large fries, it's like I need more. You know, I still eat all my son's fries. I'm like, I don't know. I guess I forgot yours. He's like, but they put the container in there. I like when my son gets chicken strips, and it's like
The crumbs you have on you would fill the small.
If you just shook out my beard over his little container, he'd have plenty. But
Even from last time and this time added up. Right?
He's like, ooh, honey mustard. But I always get him
pepperoni too.
There might be pepperoni in my beard. I ate that last night. But when I get him chicken nuggets or whatever from the fast food, I always get him like they say you want the 4 or the 6. I always get the 6.
Yeah.
So I eat 2 of them instantly. Like I grab 2 at one time and eat them on the way home, and then I'll be like, he's not gonna eat 4, so I eat another one. My son, my son, he's like a big kid, and he's a pretty big eater. And then next thing you know, I'm getting home and I'm like, well, maybe I can cut this one in half and make him think he has 2. And like it never fails.
You get back, you're like, all right, there's just trash to take in. Right? You just take it straight to the thing.
I'm like, sorry,
He's like,
buddy.
are we gonna eat now? You're like, yeah, I'm gonna make us a sandwich.
Yeah. I'm like, sorry, buddy. He's like, well, it's okay. I'll just share yours. I'm like, about that. Because I've definitely like, the worst thing you can do is when you order a pizza, you get a pizza to go, is to even open the box on the way home. Because you're like, I just want to check it out. And then you know you're going to eat one. If you eat one, you know you're going to eat 2. And depending on how far you are from home, for us, if you get pizza from like Pizza Hut, you're about a 10, 15-minute drive home. I have eaten a whole pizza in less than 15 minutes.
God, dude.
So I really got to watch myself.
Yeah, I look at it, so in case I need to go back inside to talk to him, right? Which a couple episodes ago we talked about pizza.
I think a lot we've
But
talked.
open it up,
Pizza Hut,
and, close it. Whatever.
I don't
Yeah,
even want to
that
open it because
smell.
you're driving home and just that wonderful aroma of whatever chemicals and cheese they have, and you're just like,
If that girl from McDonald's or whatever listens to this, she'll gain 5 pounds. Just listen.
yeah, it bugged me that she was like, because she's like, "Would you want cheese on it?" And I said, "Yes." And she just made like a face, like, of course. I don't think she meant it as because he's fat. Well, I mean, she probably did. I am a monster.
Maybe she was like,
next
right,
year.
cheeseburger with no cheese. Yeah.
But I think she did like the sigh and roll her eyes because they probably had already made it with no cheese. So she's like, oh, I gotta put cheese. But of course you put cheese. Who wants a burger without cheese?
Yeah.
When I'm making burgers like on the pit, it's like, who wants cheese on them? If anybody says no, like, what are you, communist?
Yeah.
Why don't you go to North Korea, you know? But
South Korea's got cheeseburgers.
yeah, for sure they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure they do. But fucking, I don't know. Can you imagine? Have you ever seen a hardcore Asian eating a burger?
A hardcore Asian?
You know, like a real one, not one of ours, but a real one.
Yeah, they don't eat burgers.
They eat bats, and they probably think burgers are gross.
They eat noodles and rice, right? But I mean, they don't like a cheeseburger. Yeah, you don't see them
don't
like
see
that.
it.
And maybe on like a McDonald's commercial, they go as fake Asians.
No, but that's not a.
Asian.
I'm talking like an Asian that like squats and smokes a cigarette. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
That's like the ones from like what is that? Like the shitty parts.
Yeah, like Cambodia.
Yeah.
But can you imagine one of them just like squatting down in a
That's
circle?
like the ones like
burger?
Rambo kills.
Yeah, he killed a lot of them in part 4.
Yeah.
A lot.
He didn't kill like Chinese people.
No, I don't think he ever fought the Chinese because in Rambo 2, he goes to Vietnam and he kills those guys. And then in part 3, he's in like Myanmar, so he's killing like.
He never killed like Japanese, right?
Nah, Japs are good people.
Yeah.
They slipped up a little in the 40s, the whole Pearl Harbor thing. But who can blame them? It was just sitting there.
You're just gonna beat up this little island. We're gonna surrender.
They're like, we'll show them. We'll bomb Hawaii, which most people don't even think is or should be part of our country.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, he sunk a couple of boats, but I don't think they got the scale of how big it is here and how many people are here. They look at it like, they're like, oh, because they're white people, so it's like Europe, you drive 15 minutes and you're in Finland. It's like, they fucked up. But I've always had a soft spot for the Japs. They are the best of the Asians because, and it's partially because of the whole World War II thing, They just don't fuck around. You gotta respect it.
Now,
we had to nuke them twice.
What they should have done was fly planes that look like Chinese planes, right? And then, like, you know, kamikaze them and blow up the stuff. So then we'd be attacking China. China's, what the fuck?
Or just teach Chinese guys how to fly.
And then Japan's like, hey, we'll help y'all. You know what I mean? So then, like,
I say they should have taught some Chinese guys how to fly and let them kamikaze. They're like, hey, look, land on American planes. They're cool with it. Like, how do you land? And it's like, just nose it in. It'll be fine. You know?
Full speed.
Just speed up when you get close.
And be firing.
Just to clear the debris off the runway.
Flip them off.
Yeah.
That's their signal. Let them know you're landing.
Spit towards their ship and say, death to America. And then just land it, nose first, while pushing the button for your bombs.
Wow.
But yeah, that's what they should have done, because no Americans would know. Americans could talk to a Chinese guy who's speaking Mandarin and be like, I mean, he seems Japanese. We don't know.
Yeah.
It's all exactly the same to us. If you got a fucking thing around your head with a sun on it and a sword, I assume you're probably Japanese. But if you're just dressed normal, I don't know the difference.
A sun on it and a sword?
Yeah, they have like the Danielson headband.
Oh.
It's got, because, you know, Japan is like the Empire of the Rising Sun, or what, which I'm not sure why it's called that.
That's what's a little like...
Don't they know the sun rises here too? You know what I mean? Maybe they don't.
Maybe they don't.
Maybe they call it that because they're always squinting like they're looking at the sunset.
Look, oh, the sun's coming. They get in that little, where they get in the ground and that little thing comes over, right?
They got those hats which got a little hole in the top, which it doubles as like looking at an eclipse.
Their hats have a hole in the top?
I don't know. For that sake.
Those little pointy hats?
Yeah, but I think also those pointy hats aren't so much Japanese as they're like Vietnamese and maybe.
Do they wear those still?
I hope so. Because if there ever was a hat that signified like a part of the world more, it's cowboy hats in like our part of the world and those pointy hats in China and stuff.
All right. So in Japan, Japan, you know, started the whole, you know, bombing
the Pearl
us,
Harbor thing,
right?
Yeah.
And like the whole Hitler thing was still going on.
Yeah.
What happened with the Vietnam part? What sparked all that?
That was the same thing as the as Korea. It was all about communists. So like the Russians were trying to spread communism. So they were going to all these countries that were like maybe like
knocking on people's doors.
Yeah,
like Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, they knock on the door. Have you heard about communism?
People roll their eyes.
Like, get out of here! I'm a Baptist.
They're talking to them. Come on in. Let's have tea. That's what Korea did.
They're like vampires. Once you invite them in, you know.
The Uns did that. They opened their doors.
I'd like to talk to you about the communism. I can't do it. Everything I do sounds Italian.
Fool's Russian.
Yeah, so yeah, it was the same thing. It was the Russians were spreading communism there, and so there was like a communist regime, and then a lot of people didn't like it. And it was the same thing again, whereas like in the North and the South didn't like it as much, and so we went in there and we're like, communism, we'll fight them. You know, like you said before, like who's fighting?
A lot of great music came from that time.
Yeah.
Like people died, people didn't like them when they came back and all that, but it was great music and a lot of movies.
Sure, a lot of people died and they got spit on and they were called baby killers. But, I mean...
Baby killers?
Yeah, that's what they called them.
Blowing up schools and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, they killed babies. You know, they didn't just call them that for funsies. For sure, a lot of American soldiers probably killed a few babies. Yeah. Which, you know... Yeah. But to be fair, Asian people all look the same age. You know, a toddler, a 35-year-old.
Diaper.
He's like, I thought he was a sumo guy.
He had a knife.
That was his binky.
Oh, shit.
But, oh, shit. Anyway, yeah, that,
They blew up, like, schools and, like, hospitals
well, I
and
mean,
stuff, or what?
I think what happened, really, was they were going there and they were trying to, like, win this war. But it's like, not only do all Asians, I mean... Let's be honest, we're not racist. They all look alike. They really do. Just like all white people look alike. If somebody's Irish or like Danish, like, I don't know. What's the difference? So, so they were going and they were trying to find the Viet Cong, which were like the bad ones, the communist part ones. But they all look alike. But also, you didn't know because they would like... So it'd be like, they would like sometimes send a baby with like a grenade in his diaper. And come towards the soldiers and they're like, oh, the baby looks like he needs something like, I'll help him, and then they blow up soldiers.
Yeah.
So sometimes you gotta kill a baby.
Yeah, they're like, look at that, like, it's a turd.
But the first time somebody,
I know you might have went in there and blew it up, but I mean, come on.
Let's say like you were out on patrol, it's like you and like 5 buddies, and a baby comes up and blows up 3 of your friends. The next time you see a baby and you shoot him, the guy's like, dude, what the fuck? You're like, remember I told you that baby blew us up? Like, I thought you were making that shit up.
Yeah.
Like, I still kind of think you're making that shit up. Yeah. You can't kill babies. You talking about, like, it doesn't get more evil than that. Say kill babies.
Yeah.
Everybody knows a baby, they want to squeeze their cheeks. They're cute. Chinese baby or Vietnamese
like
babies?
Mufasa.
Yeah. Vietnamese babies are cute as shit. Little pointy eyes, little tiny pointy hats.
Yeah, tiny hats.
Yeah. It looks like the umbrella you put in a mimosa. You just take one of those on the head. They're cute as a little button. So, but yeah, they probably killed a bunch of babies. If somebody calls you a baby killer,
how many babies do you gotta kill? I mean, I guess like plural.
if you accidentally kill one baby, nobody's gonna call you baby killer. Mm-hmm. If you earned the name baby killer, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, think about what people say about you. Like, oh, he freaks out in traffic and like yells at customer service. They don't say that because it happened once. You do it a lot. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like, you're like the stinky kid in school. He didn't just come to school smelling bad one day.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're called,
always stinks.
Yeah, if you're called baby killer, it's not just that you deserve it. I'm sure there's plenty of.
I love the smell of dead baby in the morning.
Somebody for sure said that in Vietnam at one point. There's no doubt. Somebody for sure said
While
that.
Smoking a cigarette. His name was probably Tex.
Yeah, Tex was a baby killer, no doubt. But for sure somebody said that, and for sure a lot of other people thought it and just didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
They're like, dead babies smell good.
Vietnam.
But it was crazy though. But what I was saying is, you can say what you want about like how bad that war was and destroyed so many lives and shit. But how many songs came out of the Civil War?
Yeah.
Vietnam has their ass. The only song I can think of that came out of the Civil War, and it's pretty good, I guess, but my eyes have seen the glory of that song. And every version of it sucks, but
I don't know much about the Vietnam War, but like the movies aren't about it. They're about like just like fighting.
Yeah, the storyline.
They're like storyline in the movie or whatever. But
well, I know you're not going to watch it, but for the listeners, there's like a fairly new documentary about the Vietnam War. It's like very like you watch it and you come away like knowing everything.
To me, you just started talking like wah 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 wah.
I'm like, there's a really good in there. Wah 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 wah.
Okay. Anyways, all right. So this has been episode 116.
116. Correct.
Yeah. All right. So please go like, subscribe, find us on Facebook. As always, if you're listening to this, you are the bad vibe.